Hello, and welcome back to another practice. My name is Jaleese, and today we're going to be doing a little yoga focused on improving the posture. So, a lot of times when we see our posture going wrong, we're caving inwards and downwards. All right, this practice is going to be for opening up and out. All right, so let's get started. Today, we're going to start at the top of the mat in mountain, just grounding those feet into the mat, tucking the tailbone, lifting the rib cage up and pulling those shoulders back nice and easy. And breathe just a few breaths here. On the next inhale, we're bringing those hands up to the sky. Exhale, we're just going to roll it down. All right, one vertebra at a time, all the way down to the mat. On the next inhale, we're rolling back up, stacking the hips on top of the knees, and then the shoulders on top of the hips. All right, let's do that one more time. Inhale the hands up, and exhale, let's roll it down. Nice and slow. And on the inhale, all the way back to the top. All right, inhale those hands up to the sky. Exhale, press the hips forward and open back into a little back bend. On the next inhale, we're coming back to the top. And exhale the hands down to the mat, stepping or jumping back into the plank. Inhale here. And exhale, downward facing dog. All right, for this one, we're going to press the shoulders back behind the ears as much as possible. If that is not in your range of motion today, that is just fine. We're opening up through the shoulders. One more breath. And exhale it out. On the inhale, we're rippling forward into plank. And we're going straight into chaturanga on the exhale, right? So you can come all the way down or knees, chest, chin down to the mat. Inhale up into cobra. Bring those shoulders towards the hip. And exhale down. 2 more cobras. Inhale it up. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. And exhale it back down. One more. Let's inhale up. This time we're going to hold it. Squeeze those glutes. Squeeze the shoulder blades. One more breath. Exhale, we're back down to the mat. From here, we're going to push up into our plank and straight into our downward facing dog. Pedal the legs out. Open those shoulders up. One more breath here. On your next exhale, we're finding stillness in our downward facing dog. From here, we're going to ripple forward into our tabletop. All right, knees come down to the mat. Finding a nice flat back here. Take a breath. And exhale it out. From here, we're just going to circle the wrists out. Next exhale, we're just switching directions. All right, on your next exhale, we're finding stillness here. All right, we're going to do a few shoulder push-ups, modified shoulder push-ups. All right, so here in your tabletop, make sure these shoulders are right above the wrists. Hands are planted down to the mat. Fingertips are down. On the exhale, we're going to drop into the shoulders, all right? Squeeze those shoulder blades together. And on the inhale, push it up and out as far as you can. Exhale, drop it down. And inhale, push it up. Let's do 3 more of these. following along with your breath. And continue to breathe. I think this is the third one. We're going to do one more just in case. All right, on the last one, we're going to push up and out, push, 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 squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And exhale, we're back into neutral. All right, from here, we're walking the hands back, coming up onto the knees. All right, we're going to tuck toes behind us. Inhale, we're pressing the hips forward. On the exhale, we're bringing the palms of the hands to the lower back, opening out into cobra. All right, use your hands as support here. Breathe. Squeeze those glutes. On your next inhale, we're back into center. All right, we're going to do 2 more of those. Whenever you're ready, palms of the hands come back to that lower back, fingers facing downward. We're pressing the hips forward, opening the chest up to the sky into our camel. If it's in your practice today and you want a deeper stretch, you can walk the hands down to the heels and press those hips forward. One more breath. All right, to come out of this, we're gonna lean into one side, left or right, doesn't matter. Work our hand back up and then the other, and then we're back up. All right. Last one. Find your lower back, press those hips forward, open the chest up towards the sky, and find your back bend. Again, if you want to walk the hands down, feel free to do that. And open up into your camel. It's very important to engage the core here as well to protect your back. One more breath. All right, from here, we're going to squeeze those abs in. Bring one hand to the lower back. Squeeze the abs and then the other. All right. From here, just going to roll the shoulders out. Roll them out, roll them out. And on your next exhale, just switching directions. All right, your next exhale, we're going to bring those hands back to the mat and step it back into a plank. Take a breath here and find your flow. So chaturanga down to the mat. Inhale, you can do cobra or upward facing dog. All right, if you're in up dog, make sure the hips are off of the mat. Take a breath here. And exhale, find your downward dog. And breathe. All right, from here, let's ripple back into our plank. And from here, let's drop the knees down. And we're coming all the way down to the mat. All right, from here, we're going into locust, all right? So we're coming down to the mat, just laying everything down. Just take a couple breaths and check in with your body. On the next inhale, we're squeezing the glutes, lifting the upper body, drawing the hands back towards the heels. All right, if you want to clasp your hands behind your back, feel free to try that out. We're going to hold this for 3 breaths. And on the third exhale, let's release everything back to the mat. We'll do that 2 more times. All right. On your next inhale, we're squeezing the glutes, lifting back up. Again, find your hand position. And if you want to add a little bit more to this one, go ahead and try lifting one leg at a time. See how that feels. One more breath here. Draw those shoulders down. On the next exhale, let's release everything back to the mat. Last one, we're inhaling up. This time we're lifting both legs. And breathe. Draw those shoulders down. One more breath. And exhale down. Nice. From here, we're pushing up and back into our child's pose. Just getting a bit of relief from our back bends. On your next inhale, we're rippling back forward, all the way down to the mat, into our final pose. So from down here on the mat, we're gonna kick the right leg up, set it back down. Kick the left leg up, set it back down. We're gonna kick the right leg again. See if you can lift up and reach back and grab that right ankle from the outside. All right. Whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and try out the left one as well. Squeeze those glutes, squeeze those shoulder blades together, and continue to breathe. Drop those shoulders away from the ears. On your next exhale, we're setting the forehead back down on the mat. Don't let go of those ankles though. Take a breath. On the next inhale, we're lifting back up. Right, if you want to press up into a full bow, feel free to try that out. If the knees need to stay down today, that's just fine. Squeeze those glutes. Squeeze those shoulder blades. And breathe. And on the exhale, we're pressing everything back down to the mat. We're going to do one more. All right, last one on our inhale. Upper body comes up first, followed by the legs. Squeeze the glutes. Draw those knees together as much as you can. And breathe. One more breath. You're doing great. And exhale, set it all down. Ooh, releasing the ankles one at a time, nice and slow. Whenever you're ready, we're just rolling onto the back. And closing out our practice. All right, from here, we're going to draw the knees in towards the chest. Just rocking from side to side, giving your lower back a little bit of a massage. And when you're ready, we're releasing both legs down to the mat in our final pose, Savasana. Just allowing your entire body to relax here. With every exhale, Releasing just a little bit more tension from your body. All right, we're going to slowly come back, wiggling the fingers and the toes, maybe rocking the head from side to side. Nice and easy. And whenever you're ready, we're going to draw those knees in towards the chest, one at a time. Giving ourselves a big hug. Forehead comes to the knees. And release. Just thanking your body for what it allows you to do today, what it allows you to do every single day. Telling your body, I love you, you are beautiful, and you're perfect just the way you are. On the exhale, rolling over to one side with the knees, using the pillow, using the arm as a pillow. And in your own time, just working your way back up into a seated position. With the eyes closed, we're inhaling those hands up to the sky, into prayer, thumbs drop down to the forehead, as we say, on this day, may I be at peace within my mind. Thumbs come down to the lips. May I speak words of life, words of love and truth unto myself and others on this day. And thumbs drop down to the heart. On this day, may I be at peace within my heart. Thumbs come back to the forehead as we bow. Namaste. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide you in your practice again today. Hopefully this was helpful to you and you feel a bit of an opening in the shoulder area. If you found this helpful at all, feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you think and if there are any videos you'd like to see in the future. And I'll see you next time.